the imam and 3 other men and slit their throats. They then set the mosque on fire before reportedly fleeing in a white car. Police have requested anyone with information to come forward. Well, of course, our reporter Ayanda Mhlongo is on the scene for us in Verulam and joins us now once again. Good evening to you, Ayanda. We do know that at least one of the victims succumbed to his injuries from this gruesome attack. One of the strange things, of course, is that a very quiet neighborhood on a random afternoon. What is the motive behind this attack? What have we been able to establish at this stage?
Bongani, a good evening to you once again, and to our viewers at home, a very good evening. That is the big question, Bongani. What is the motive for this very brazen, very brutal attack that took place here this afternoon? And at the moment, we have not yet been able to get those that were in the attack, as we understand that some of those who were here when the attackers entered the mosque, they have been taken to places of safety. Others are currently being questioned by the police, and so we were just still waiting to find out. And in terms of the community that came out here since the news of this attack broke, and the neighbors as well, many saying that it has always been a very, very quiet area, and this is the first time that such an incident has happened here. And they're saying that we asked in weeks that have passed, have there been any other incidents that have taken place here at the mosque? And they said no, it has always been a very quiet place of worship, and they cannot understand what is the motive behind this attack. We also were told by an unconfirmed at the moment, I must say, that it's alleged that it was 3 Egyptian nationals that are allegedly responsible for this attack. But what I can say is that this is just the information that we were picking up when we arrived here at the scene. Of course, a manhunt is underway for those suspects. The police do have a description of the vehicle, a white Hyundai, that is said to escape and left and fled away from the scene, and manhunt is underway for those suspects. But let me now just bring in the spokesperson for the police in KwaZulu-Natal, Captain Ngobile Kwala. Captain, thanks you very much for joining us once again. Forensic units have just concluded they were gathering evidence inside. Anything more that you can shed on possibly what they may have found as they were combing through the mosque?
Good evening, Ayanda, and also to the viewers at home. Investigations are still continuing, and the motive behind this attack is still unknown and is subjected to our investigation. And dockets, now the investigation has been taken over by the Hawks, who will then investigate further.
We were just speaking earlier on that it believed that there is something that was left, a knife that was possibly left by one of the attackers allegedly, that was found on scene. Anything else that was found?
Yes, there is a knife that was confiscated at the scene, and it was taken by the team of forensics to assist us with our investigation. At this stage, the 2 victims are still in hospital and 1 died.
Captain, the big question that people are now asking, and we were with you, we've seen somehow nervous and afraid. Some of the people in this area are saying that they're really, really concerned about this very brazen attack. The motive. People want to know what could possibly be the motive. Is there anything that the police have been able to pick up?
At this stage, the motive is still unknown. We know that the community is shocked and everybody is shocked, but the police will continue to do the constant patrols in the area, will monitor the area. There will be members that will be deployed to make sure that nothing is happening in this area, everybody is safe, and we will still continue with our patrol duties.
Just, you said you are going to have a police that are going to be visible around this area to ensure that there aren't any further incidents that took place. But just to look back, anything that was reported prior to this incident and weeks before this has happened that may have been somewhat linked to this attack?
Nothing has been reported to the police. No threats were reported. This is just an isolated incident. Nothing was reported. The area was quiet. The worshippers were inside when these three attackers entered, but nothing has been reported to us.
Captain, thank you so much for your time there. The spokesperson for the police in KwaZulu-Natal, Captain Ngobile Gwala, she's saying there, Bongani, that still baffles the police and the community here on what could be the possible motive for this attack. And as I said, we are still here on scene, and we will try to get at least some who were inside, who are currently with the police. We do understand that they could be making their way back here, and just to try and shed some light on whether or not they might have any idea as to what would be the cause of this attack. Because what we do know as well is that we understand there was nothing that was taken. It wasn't a robbery. These attackers simply entered the mosque and attacked those that were inside. It can't robbery at the moment seems to have been ruled out, but of course it's going to be form part of the police's investigation. And as Captain Ngobile Gwala did say earlier, that this investigation will now be headed by the Hawks. In fact, the Hawks investigators just left the scene moments before we came to you live. Still a few people who are outside. Just ask my colleague just across the road. This incident has certainly left and shaken this very small community of Atwa, a community that has always been relatively quiet, peaceful area. Residents here saying, who've been here for years, saying that there's never been such an incident that has taken place here. So still very much afraid, scared and disturbed by the events that have taken place here this afternoon. Bongani, I'm going to leave it there for now. We are still on scene, and we'll hopefully in the later bulletins be able to update our viewers on any more information that may come out of this very unfortunate incident that has taken place here at Ottawa. Bongani, back to you.
And Mhlongo there at the scene in Verulam in Ottawa in Durban. I would say that it's not only shaken that city, it's shaken indeed the nation, particularly, of course, as it comes just days before the start of the holy month of Ramadan. These attackers did their deeds during worshipping. That's, I think, going to be a point of discussion. As she says, that we'll keep you updated on any developments on that story. Now, to the Western Cape.